Alright, so we are back for another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And in today's video, we are going to be looking at the EZA for the Prime Battle Cell. Because, of course, it is about to drop on Global Dokkan. And his EZA is definitely good, right? It's worth grinding up and getting. If you don't have the Prime Battle Cell grinded up too, it's worth doing that for EZA. Because he's definitely good, right? I mean, if you're free, if you're new to the game, or if you just need some help for the teams he's on, because he's definitely on a lot of bad teams, then, again, this guy is worth grinding up. But you do have to keep in mind, you know, it's a free-to-play LR. So he's not, like, insane, but between him building up, getting some defense on Super, and just more stats with his EZA, again, he definitely is good. It's just, you really got to be careful where you bring him. Because if you're bringing this guy versus, like, Metal Cooler Core or Cell Max, you know, he's not going to perform the best in there. But there definitely are some situations, again, where this guy can be looking really good. It really just all boils down to where you bring him and what team you have him on. But that is kind of an issue with him as well as his teams. But I guess we'll talk about that later in the video. So before we get into it, if you find yourself enjoying it at any point, feel free to like and subscribe. Also, keep in mind there are timestamps in the video, so if you want to skip around any part, then absolutely feel free to do that. And yeah, let's get right into it. So on this opening rotation right here, actually we are going to be looking really good. We are going to have 4 out of 7 links active, and then we do have some support from the Perfect Cell. So good opening rotation. We're here at 275k defense. Alright, so that's not the best start-of-turn defensive stat, considering we've got, you know, a lot of the main links active, we've got support, but I guess that's not horrible, because we do get 30% attack and defense on our 18-key super, which we are going to get right here, and then we do also get 30% attack and defense on our 12-key, so if we get the additional, which we do have built in, then, of course, you know, massive increase in his defense, but we are also building up as well, so there's a lot going on. It's not just that defensive stat, and then that's it. But a little over 6 million. I mean, yeah, okay. That's not really good, but I guess that's not horrible. We did get the crit as well, so a lot of damage. We did lower attack and defense as well, so I guess we could just go over his kit now. So this guy does start off with 2 key and then 60% attack and defense. Definitely really good that he's giving himself the 2 key. You know, for an LR, obviously, it's still good because it just makes it to where you're closer to getting your 18 key super. And then this guy does also get an additional 60% attack and defense when facing only one enemy. I mean, yeah, I guess that's good, right? Because most of the time you're only facing one enemy. Kind of odd they restricted it to only one enemy. I feel like it would have been better if they just gave him 120% start-to-turn attack and defense. But I guess the extra 60% to attack and defense is restricted behind one enemy. But again, that's not the worst condition because most of the time, again, you're only facing one enemy. But just kind of weird they did that, right? I don't know. It doesn't make much sense. But anyway, he does also build up 2 key with every super attack performed, and then 20% defense up to 6 key, and then 60% defense. So that is the build up. It's pretty easy to get. You just need to do 3 supers, which, yet again, considering this guy does have built-in additionals, it makes it to where you'll build up pretty quickly, right? Because, again, only 3 supers, and then on your first turn, I guess you could be fully built up if you get, like, really lucky. So then when key is 18 or more, this guy gets an additional 60% attack, and then he launches that additional that is a medium chance of becoming a super. And then if the target enemy is in attack down or defense down status, he gets a guaranteed crit, which is very good because this guy is lowering attack and defense on his 18 key super. So obviously it makes it to where if you lower attack and defense, you get the guaranteed crit, and it just kind of works out, right? So start of turn, we're at 331k defense. You can see a little bit of a jump in terms of our defensive stat because we did build up just a little bit more. Now, hopefully, we can get the additional super right here, and then we can be fully built up because, of course, we still have 40% defense until we're fully built up. And that 40% defense could make a difference, right? I mean, I guess we're probably going to be a little over 400k defense when we're fully built up. Yeah, I mean, I guess that can be good, right? Because then we still get the attack and defense on super. We did not get the additional super attack, though, unfortunately, so we're not going to be fully built up the next time we see him. We're going to have to do one more super after that. Yeah, I mean, alright, he's looking good so far. I don't know, you do got to keep in mind, though, you know, if you're not getting lucky with additional supers, it's going to take a minute to build up with him. And before you're built up, this guy really isn't looking that crazy, right? Because right here, we're at, what, 400k defense? That's it. Just 400k defense, no guard, damage reduction, dodge, anything like that. So unfortunately, there are kind of some issues with this guy, right? In the first couple turns you have him, it's definitely going to be tricky with him, to say the least, especially if you're in a difficult event. You're definitely going to have to baby him, but I guess once you're fully built up, you know, you can get the triple super off. this guy can probably be pushing like 800k defense, which type advantage is definitely very good. Because again, you got to keep in mind, it's a free-to-play LR. So I think overall, his potential is good. I'll say that. I don't know how good he's going to be looking most of the time. I mean, we'll see in the video because, we're getting a lot of realistic, I guess, rotations. But still, overall, I don't really know how crazy this guy's going to be looking. Because, again, his teams are not good. They're solid, but they're not, like, good, really. I mean, I guess you can run androids, which is probably one of his best teams just because, of course, you've got the Gammas on there, which is definitely really good. I guess you could also run Transformation Boost. There's some solid units on there. Android/Cell Saga's pretty alright, I guess. Nothing insane. And then that's it, right? So I guess he's benefiting some of these categories that he's on, but he's not, like, insane, right? Because he's a free-to-play LR. So overall, I don't know. I don't really know what they were going for with this guy. I'll put it like that. But, I mean, you can see right here, 465k defense, or 463k, excuse me. Still good. Definitely, because, again, he gets a 30% defense on super. He's not fully built up right here. So I think after we super, we're going to be a little over 600k defense, which is good because also we could get the additional and, start to push like 800k like I mentioned earlier. But again, keep in mind, this is a very good turn, right? We're here with 5 out of 7 links, and also we have like, 80% support on this turn. So this is a pretty good turn for him, right? And it's not like this is realistic. You're not going to have this much support for a turn with the first form cell, right? Because you can't run either of these guys on this rotation with this guy in any difficult events because they're just not good, right? But we're at 8.2 million attack stat. Yeah, I mean, considering he's at like 600, 700k defense, that's good. We didn't get the additional super either. I don't think we got it at all in the video yet. I mean, yeah, I guess that'll happen. It's only medium chance, because your additional was only medium chance becoming a super. So, of course, it's a 70% for it not to be a super. But, I mean, yeah, what can I say? He's looking all right. He's good. He's worth grinding, right? I mean, what do you want me to say? He's definitely solid. He's a good for a free-to-play LR. I guess he doesn't have much competition because, dude, for some reason, free-to-play LRs, I feel like they just haven't been good. I mean, I guess the World Tournament LR has been good, but then there was the Majin Vegeta, or I guess it was the LR Bobby, from the 8th year anniversary. He was, like, insanely mid, which I hate that they made him mid, because, I mean, it was a standby Majin Vegeta. It sounds cool to me, but I don't know. He felt kind of underwhelming. And then there's the LR from the 7th year anniversary. He wasn't really all that good. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they don't really give much love to free-to-play LRs, even with EZAs. So, unfortunately, this guy isn't horrible, but isn't really as good as he could have been. I feel like he definitely could have been a lot better because, again, he's on some really bad teams. So him being, like, amazing would be a great addition to the teams, especially because he's free to play. So everyone can just get him rainbowed, get him at his max potential, instantly. But unfortunately, yeah, he's all right, right? So, no hate to you guys who's a big fan of this unit. I mean, he's definitely solid. You can run him in difficult events, but you kind of have to baby him. And also, you have to be, like, extremely careful with who you're running him with. Because I think the only, like, amazing partner that he's going to have is this guy, right? And they only share, like, 3 links. So it's not going to be the best rotation. But I don't know. I mean, again, it really just depends where you're bringing him. Because if you're bringing this guy versus, like, Red Zone Broly, I mean, dude, good luck finding a slot 1 unit for him, right? That's what I'm saying. The Int Cell is probably the best partner for him because you can actually run him in slot 1. But, I don't know. I guess it really just, it boils down to where you bring him, right? So, okay. He dodged almost every single one of our attacks right there. I mean, his damage, too, it can look alright. Because, again, keep in mind, he's got the additional that has a medium chance to become a super. And then also, you do get the guaranteed crit if the enemy is in attack or defense down status. Which isn't going to be that common, right? Because typically events do cancel that. But if you're in Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road, I don't know, any other event where you can lower attack and defense, I guess that's good. Because this guy is greatly lowering attack and defense. It's not just like normal lower attack and defense. So I guess that's pretty good because then, you get the super off, you greatly lower their attack, and then you'll probably, be able to tank double digits. I don't know, around that area. We'll see. I'll bring him versus Red Zone Broly. We'll see how good he's looking because, I mean, his defense isn't horrible, but I don't really know how good it's going to be looking because he doesn't have any guard, damage reduction, or anything like that. So it's just 500, 600, 700k defense. And I don't really think that's going to get you very far, especially in these difficult events. I mean, maybe with type advantage, you know, you'll tank normals, but a super attack I think is still going to one-shot you. And running him type neutral or type disadvantage is just completely out of the equation. Because then at that point, I don't even think you're going to tank normals, let alone, you know, a super attack. So that's, again, why I'm saying it really all boils down to where you bring him. Because, of course, that'll be very important. Because we're going to bring him versus Red Zone Broly. I think there's a good shot we tank normals, but I don't know about a super. I think a super still would definitely do a lot of damage. So I think we can just go ahead and nuke with him right here, and then we can cut to the Red Zone Broly test after this. His damage, again, it's been looking alright. I'm not expecting this nuke test to be crazy. You know, we'll hit maybe like a 20 million attack stat. 13 key spheres. Dude, my luck with these damn key spheres has been horrible the past couple videos. Alright, let's get to a better rotation. Alright, so we are back with a much better turn in terms of our key spheres. I do want to point out, we are also at 512k defense. So, I mean, right here, we're looking pretty good, right? Because we get the 30% defense on our super attack effect. You know, we got the additional built in. So, with the double super, we would be approaching a million defense. And then with the triple super, I think we would be around a million defense, if not a little bit lower than that. So, with ideal RNG and, you know, your ideal rotation where you got a ton of support like this, because I guess Android's 19 and 20, you know, you can run them in difficult events. So they definitely are a good support for this guy. You know, he can look good, but again, teams aren't really amazing. And also, I feel like even in his best situation, I'm not saying he's bad, but he's still dying, right? Because, I mean, a million defense without guard, damage reduction, anything like that, is still death from a super, right? Especially if you don't have type advantage. So, all right, what was that, 15 million? Pretty good, right? Because we got additionals built in. You know, we get the crit if the enemy was in attack down or defense down status. So, again, you know, his damage can look all right, considering his defense can look all right as well. But, I don't know. I feel like they probably should have just given him a little bit more. Maybe if there was some sort of, like, I don't know, dodge chance or guard, damage reduction, something like that. I mean, I hate to sound like, you know, Negative Nancy talking about he needs guard, damage reduction, anything like most Dokkan players do. But, dude, that's kind of what you need to survive in difficult events now, right? I mean, if you don't have that, you're taking like 500k from, you know, normals. So, maybe that's a bit of an over-exaggeration. But regardless, with all that shown, let's go ahead and cut to the Red Zone Broly fight. Alright, so we're here fighting Red Zone Broly, and we have a really good setup for Cell right here. We're going to take a couple of attacks before we super and then after we super, and we're taking a super attack. We are going to have most of our links active. You know, we got the main ones. Because, I mean, when are you ever going to get Flea activated? That link just straight up sucks. But yeah, we got the main links activated. We got some support from the 19 and 20. We're at 508k defense. So, you know, a very good turn right here. I think we're going to be fine, at least in terms of the normals. I don't think the normals are going to really do any damage to us, even before we super, because we're at 500k defense. But, I don't know. This super attack might do a bit of damage. Although, I don't know, 500k defense, I mean, I think we're going to survive right here, definitely, but it depends. Are we going to get the additional right here? Because if we get a triple super, we're definitely going to live. Can we get the double super? We can, okay. So keep in mind, again, we do have this built in, so I guess this is a realistic turn right here. I mean, the 19 and 20 support, I mean, you can run androids 19 and 20 in difficult content. Sorry, how much damage are we taking? 86k. Really? Alright, I take it back. That's really impressive. 86k from Red Zone Broly. Even though we have type advantage, that is still really impressive. I mean, this is a very good turn for him as well, but yeah, alright. I gotta give credit where credit's due, because even without the double super, still, we would have survived that. We would have taken probably a little over than 100k. So that's pretty impressive. I gotta admit, that is pretty good. So you are surviving supers and normals from this guy. But this fight still isn't the best for him because there's that AoE phase, and that will just obliterate this guy. But disregarding that, he still performed really well here. Tanking under 100k from his super is really impressive, so definitely good. But with all that shown, let's go in and cut to the unit breakdown. Alright, so here we have Life Form of Hate and Ruin, Cell First Form. So starting off with his leader skill, it is Artificial Life Forms category Key +4, HP attack and defense +130%. Not the best lead, but, you know, if you're new, free to play, whatever, might be somewhat useful. And then his super attack effect on his 12 key is that he raises attack and defense for 1 turn, colossal damage, and then recovers 15% HP. I don't think I mentioned this in the video, but the 15% HP is definitely really good. And then his 18 key is that he raises attack and defense again, causes mega colossal damage, and then greatly lowers attack and defense. And then his passive is that he gets 2 key. He gets attack and defense plus 60%. He gets an additional 60% attack and defense when facing only 1 enemy. He gets 2 key up to 6, 20% defense up to 60% with each super attack performed. And then when key is 18 or more, he gets an additional 60% attack, and then an additional that has a medium chance to become a super. And then if the target enemy is an attack down or defense down status, he gets a guaranteed crit. So I guess that's pretty good, you know, just more damage with the additionals. And then, of course, the build-up's good, the extra key is good. So overall, a good passive, but I don't know. I feel like they could have given him just a little bit more, right? But anyway, his links are Flee, Messenger from the Future, Big Bad Bosses, Attack of the Clones, Shocking Speed, Shattering the Limit, and Legendary Power. So a good link set outside of maybe like Flee and Attack of the Clones. And then his categories are Androids, Transformation Boost, Time Travelers, Artificial Life Form, Android/Cell Saga, Target Goku, Power Absorption, Sworn Enemies, and then Global Chaos. And I guess these are some of his good linking partners if you want to see them. So yeah, that is the Prime Battle LR Cell Showcase. Let me know what you guys are thinking of this guy down in the comments. One thing before we go. Dude, this card art is like badass. I love this card art. It's one of my favorites in the game. Like just the red on him with like a little bit of green. Like, I don't know. I just love the way it looks. But anyway, that has been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys are thinking of him down in the comments. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.